Hey, what's up, everybody? It is DJ Jer here with Shop Time, and we are walking through the third event that I wanted to share with you from this year's work that we did. And the reason I don't have a lot of, recording myself in the moment when the event's going on is because out of respect for my couples and out of respect to the event itself, I didn't feel comfortable kind of taking a spotlight or talking when the event is going on and recording and basically kind of being out of the moment. So here I am kind of recapping some of the events with you. We had an event in October and it was a beautiful tent. It's actually called a Tidewater tent. It's almost like a clear tent that allows us, or a sailcloth, some of you might know as, it allows you to actually project light or project anything, and you can actually see it on both sides. You can see it on the inside, you can see it on the outside. And the bride had reached out to us. She was out of New York. She was an interior designer. So very particular, which I appreciate, I love. She didn't want any color. She wanted to be very natural and very warm. And so there's a couple different things that we had to keep in mind and that we utilized in this setup. So I'm going to share it with you here and walk you through exactly what we all used for everything. So move this over here. Okay, so the event, like I said, it's a sailcloth tent, but these big mast poles, you can see these lights, these lanterns that are on there. That's actually brought in by the tent company. We didn't have anything to do with that, but we did ask them, please put those on dimmers so we can control that. Because as the lighting designer, our job is to make sure that the lighting is bright enough, but yet it's dark enough to make sure that the environment is comfortable. So the lanterns were on dimmer switches. We're able to adjust those accordingly and just kind of really set the tone. Now, what I want you to look at in the back is you can see that we have the ellipsoidals and they're white. That was very important to the client. They said, if they're not white, don't bring them. We don't want it. And so all of our ellipsoidals were white. The Eve E50z is a great example of that. And so for this one, we actually used, you probably heard me talking about cooling the color temperature of an ellipsoidal, but here we actually warmed it up even a little bit more. We ended up using a CTO filter, which is basically, it's like an amber color filter that slides into the color holder, the color gel holder, and it actually warms up the light a little bit. So we used the Eve E50z to warm that up a little bit and create the texture that you see in the tent. And we also used the Eve F50z, which are the Fresnels. And basically that was kind of the overall light. And we warmed those up actually 2 times full. So that way the ellipsoidals came down in temperature, but then also the ellipsoidal or the Fresnels came down 2 steps in color temperature. And you can kind of see where the light shines through. So you can see this here. This is a little bit brighter than what this color tone is here. And again, that's because we utilized the color temperatures, which was 1 step down compared to 2 steps down. The next thing I want to show you here is this is actually the outside of the tent. And you can see the sun's going down, but you can see the really cool effects that you get from a sailcloth. You actually see all the projections. Now, this was the pattern that the bride had picked out, which I thought was kind of weird. I didn't think it was all that cool of a pattern. It's called a Morpheus, I believe, and it's a Roscoe pattern, but she was very stuck on this pattern. To me, it didn't really have a lot of detail. It didn't have a lot of, it didn't have anything that really popped, but she loved the pattern. She loved the setup. She loved the event. The wedding planner was just blown away by the work that we did as well. So again, even though it's something we might not like, they really loved it, and that's the most important thing out of all of it. So that is the tent setup. That was actually the next day after the orange tent with the branches. If you get a chance to check out that video, this was basically back-to-back tents. So if you guys have any questions or if you have any comments, please put those down below so I can answer those for you. Hopefully this kind of gives you some ideas and some inspiration, but feel free, message below. Make sure you like the video. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And this is DJ Jer with Shop Time. We'll see you next time.